Let's talk about Adobe Illustrator's magical eyedropper tool. I'm not just talking about color here. Andy, I know about this tool. You click on it, it selects a color. You can add it to the swatches palette. You can use it to change the color of something big deal. Hope you're not really thinking that and skipping this segment because you think it's about eyedroppers and color. Of course, if you are, you're not listening to me anyway, are you? There's more to the eyedropper tool when it comes to text than just simply sampling colors. But let's start with the basics. Let's come over here and select the words magical eyedropper. Then let's come over here and pick up the eyedropper tool. I've got these squares of color up here. If I click on one of them, it will indeed change the color of that text because it's selected. But watch what happens when I click on this one. Not only did it select and change the color of the fill, but it also did a stroke. This one doesn't have a stroke. Same thing with this one. That one has a stroke, this one doesn't. So what are we starting to understand here? The eyedropper tool doesn't just move color, it moves attributes. And that's kind of cool when you think about it. This one over here is semi-transparent. This one is solid. If I click on it, not only am I moving the color, I'm moving the value of the transparency, which is, again, kind of cool when you think about it. We can do patterns. We can do just about anything that you want, including moving colors from raster photographs, which is actually kind of neat because then you can get some like real world colors into Adobe Illustrator. Got a photograph down here of Big Bird, and I want to move some of the colors from him or her. I'm actually not sure. Double click on the eyedropper. You ever done that? Check this out. When you double click on the eyedropper, you get eyedropper options, what it picks up and what it applies. I only want to look at one thing right now, and that's down here. Raster, that's raster, sample size. If you use point sample, which actually is the default, when you click in a photograph, you're literally selecting one single pixel. You need more of an average with color on a photo, so that's why they give you this. You have actually the same option in Photoshop. We're going to use a 3x3 average and click OK. When I come over here, I'm selecting more of an average of the colors, and yes, it is changing them up here. It's not just about Adobe Illustrator vector-generated object color and fill. It's also raster photographic color information. But we're not done yet because we're on a roll. What I'm going to do is turn off the bird and turn off a couple of blocks of text down here. Look at the text on the left. Let me go ahead and pick up my type tool and get in there. We are looking at text that is Adobe Garamond Pro. That's an open type font. Regular, 11-point, justified, last line left, and with extra spacing after each one of the paragraphs. Over here, we've got Geneva, different font, regular, 10-point, different size, left justified, different justification, and no space after each one of the paragraphs. I don't want to change the words. I want to change everything about what this is and apply it to this. In other words, the formatting. If you double click on the eyedropper again, our options are character and paragraph styles. Do you want to pick them up and apply them? Yes. So we don't have to change anything. Click OK. We come to this one, and actually let's not have anything selected up front. We come over here, don't care where you go, just click. You've just pulled in all of the information dealing with the characteristics of that font. You come over here, hold the magical Alt key down, and you can change it. You say, well, wow, that's kind of cool. It wasn't selected. Now, the same thing happens up here if you want to do it this way. I don't have the magical eyedropper selected. If I come over to a color and click on it, I've pulled the color into the eyedropper, but it doesn't know what to apply it to because I have nothing selected, so I can hold my Alt key down. See how it changes? If you don't hold the Alt key down, you're in Get It mode, and it's with the cursor a little bit leaning to the right. If you hold the Alt key, you're in Apply mode. It's dark, and it's leaning to the left. So we can say this one is good guy, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this one is bad guy, Darth Vader. But you click on it here, then you hold the Alt key down, and you could come up there and change it, or we could come down here and change this down here. So if I come over here and click here, I'm absorbing the color. If I hold the Alt key down and click now here, I'm changing it that way too. You do not have to have something selected. Remember, the Alt key can help you out there too. The eyedropper tool is not just for color. It's for a whole bunch of stuff. Remember, you control it by double-clicking right there.